Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about ribbon cinchers and how they differ from a normal corset such as an underbust or a waist cincher. So firstly I wanted to show you the paneling. So that's the inside of the paneling and that's the outside. So the thing with the ribbon cinchers are that they have, I can just show you that, they have minimal boning, so there is no bone in there whatsoever, that's just ribbon strapping, and then there's the bone over the hip as well as the busk, and then the bones at the back to support the lacing. So that leaves you with these floating panels, and there's the waist tape obviously there to keep it all together, but yeah, they're quite versatile because this floating material here allows for a softer shape, whereas taking my What Katie Did cincher again, you can see how that's quite rigid. That's got bones the entire way through. So you can see the bones towards the back there, in there, there, and then of course your busk. So what that does is this creates more of a conical shape, whereas this one is a lot more softer. Comparing that again to something a little bit more cheaper, this is a timeless trends, so you can see that again, waist tape and then just boning almost the entire way along, creating a much more rigid shape. And these ones need more time, well personally I found need more time to be broken in, opposed to ribbon cinchers, because you're literally only dealing with breaking in essentially that bone there, the busk and the backbone. So that allows for you to easily wear them without much constraint. So now that I've gotten rid of my ugly winter jumper, I'm going to show you what the ribbon cincher looks like when you actually put it on. So firstly, of course, as always, pulling your laces out fully, so that you're not putting extra strain on your busk when you're pulling it around. So always put my corset on upside down. This one actually doesn't have labels, so it takes me a second to work out. But, you know, general rule of thumb, your hooks are always on the left, so that's the easiest way to work it out. So, already you can see that the ribbon around the sides quite loose. The tightness there is just from the waist tape. The ribbon itself is completely loose, and the same here. This is all loose, this is all loose, and then you've got the boning here, the boning here, and then the boning at the back. So that's the shape here that you're presented with. So as you can see, not entirely straight, but the best that you can pretty much do when you're asymmetrical and you don't have a mirror. So you can see the asymmetrical curve that I have, as this hip is a lot more higher. This is pretty much made worse by the fact that I'm kneeling. When I'm standing I kind of adjust myself because one leg's slightly shorter and all that kind of crap. But as you can see, the curve is much more subtle. It's not so much a cut in, cut out sort of angular shape, which is what the What Katie Did Baby Cincher video that I previously uploaded about lacing up your corset shows. As for comfort, the ribbons cup your ribs quite nicely. As you can see, there's no real point, there's nothing, like, and again the same with the back, there's no real, like, lip for it to overhang. So even though it looks like I've got some fat there, there really isn't any. If I pull my t-shirt tight, you can see that that's pretty much it. It's just a bit of shirt that's overhanging. So I'm not actually really getting much of like a corset bulge. So I'd recommend this sort of thing for someone, who was having difficulty with the way that their corset was sitting at the top, because sometimes you get that, so you get the overhang at the top, but this seems to be pretty flush, because it doesn't have that folded lip that's an example of it right there at the top of that boning section, the bust section, whereas here's just a flat ribbon, and then you can see it there again over the bones. Apart from that, as for eating, this is fairly comfortable because the ribbons here allow for expansion, whereas usually a corset's highly reinforced around this area, so it tends to sit flush. So if I turn on my side, you can see that there is quite a steep slope to the front of the corset. I'm not too fussed with that because it allows me to lace down tighter, but instead of putting pressure and trying to make my organs flat on the front, it just naturally goes with the shift down. So this is 20 inch. I'd usually close it over the day, which takes about 6 to 8 hours, closing that, what's that, gap like that big at the back. I'll give you a look. So that would become closed. Great for digestion. I've been wearing it at work. I do 11-hour shifts standing up as a store manager. Just recently started, and this is great. Basically, I have a bad habit of drinking soda at work, so any gas bubbles, they've still got room to move. As you can see, I can still get my fingers all up in there. So that's actually not that tight. Same with the top here, because of the ribbons, that allows for movement in the bubbles, and it's really comfortable. I'd probably start sleeping in this one soon, just because I've just been wearing it at work, and I like to give myself a break, so if I wear it for 11 hours one day, I don't really want to sleep in it because, I don't want to atrophy all my muscles and everything and, hurt myself. I want to just take it slowly. So if I'm wearing heaps during the day, I tend not to sleep in it. Whereas if I don't wear it so much during the day, I'll sleep in it during the night. So that's the ribbon cincher.